So hi everyone, I promised you I'd revisit the Oscars tank once they've set themselves in. There's my two little baby Oscars. I call him Fred, and the beige one where it's gone down there behind the rock, I call her Ginger. So we've got Fred and Ginger. There's their new tank mates, Silver Dollars. Very peaceful fish, but they won't eat anything I'm giving them. I've tried flakes, I've tried floating pellets, I've tried sinking pellets. They decide they're going to eat my plants. So I put a lettuce in, and that seems to have stopped them, and they seem to be enjoying the lettuce, so fair play. I think I might have cured that. There's one of the Salvinis, swim back there towards the back tank. Oh, let me just shut this curtain, get some of this glare from the light away. So, Salvini, oh, he's gone. Yes, there are 3 Salvinis in here with the Oscars. Oh, there's one, yeah, it's coming around there now, there it is. There's one coming to show his colours. Very pretty fish. There's Fred, and there's Ginger back out. And funny enough, for Oscars they've been quite fussy on what they eat as well. I've put all sorts in here, and they take a little bit here and there, but they're continually looking for food all day long, which is weird. But when the food's in here, they don't seem to spot it. It can float on top for ages on the floating pellets. The sinking pellets, they'll eat 1 or 2, but once they've hit the bottom, they don't notice them. And the flakes, they eat the flakes, but obviously it's not going to fill them up very quickly, and yeah, it's not very good at the minute. But they pick up and they come better and start eating better as they get bigger and start to realise that they're fed at the top every time on the same corner. They get there. So that's the revisitation of the new Oscar tank. There you go. So let's go round. Here's the female betters coming on quite nice. The regional tank is going lovely. There's my son's platy in there, and there's one of the Tandini Christograms also lives in the tank as well. There's a few tetras in there too, black neons and neons, but not too many, because my son only had a small tank in the first place. So then we move on to the Angels and Rainbow tank. The Angels are, for some reason, hiding down the back. Don't know why. It's not like them generally. So in here we have the Madagascar Rainbows. The Angels, obviously. The Venezuelan tetras, Crebentis, and there's also somewhere in here 4 pepper catfish, one of them being my son's very over large fat. Can't see it at the minute. And there's one of the red spot snails. So yeah, again the weed in here's come on nice. and down to the 6 foot. I did put a load of Valis in here, and it seems to have got a load of melt back and pretty much disappeared. There's a few little strands at the back, hopefully it'll come again and come good. So let's see, in this tank we've got the little end of the guppies at the back there, and the other ones and some red and gold. Then we have a few platies, help with the LB control. We have the fast shooting Peldanios, wonderful fish. We have the Harlequin Resplors. So then we have penguin tetras. There's only a couple of those in here. They came free with one of my tanks I got from my niece. We've got the large Siamese alligator in there, and we've got two of the flying foxes. That's one of them there. There's bronze corridors we have in here, 4 of those, and there's one of the Serpay tetras, just in there, silence. Can't quite get it, but you see them start to swim silent, so more forward facing. I don't know if you can see the dark blue Emperor Tetra in the middle there. There's a couple of those in here now. I did have quite a few of them, but they're 3 years old now, so they're starting to heal over. I think I've got about 4 left. Then we have the Pakistani loaches. Both these were sold to me just with the 4 name Pakistani loaches, but as you see, one has like a stripy pattern, and there you go. Yeah, one has a stripy pattern. I've got 2 of those, and then I've got the 2 darker, or sorry, 3 of the darker ones. So what genius they are of each of the Pakistani loaches, I don't know, but they are obviously a different genius to each other. Okay. I do have a red-tailed shark in here somewhere too. But I'm not seeing him at the minute. He's been hiding. He loves being down here, so at the back here. You can see him moving under there. Right at the back. I can't get clear picture of him. Also got 3 plecos in here. I have 2 red mountain whips. You don't see them very often because they are such small fish. Okay, so then we have a couple of these rainbows. They were free with the tank as well. I don't know what species they are. Got the Odessa barbs, and there's another one of the black emperors and black blue emperors at the back there. Then we have the Ponga tetras. Quite fast swimming fish as well. But very elegant looking. And we have the pencil fish. There's some gold pencil fish there, and I believe the other ones to be Brunswick or something like that. Pencil fish. There's 1 or 2 black neons in here. There's a shoal of neon tetras too. There's one of them down there with one of the glow lights hiding away. There's a big shoal of them, and there we have koi, corridors catfish, one of the bronze kois, and one of the survey ones as well. Another one of the neons in there. And there's the rummy nose tetras. They're a great little shoaling fish as well. So what have we missed? Oh yes, there's the Colombian redfin tetras. There's a few of those in here. A couple of them right at the back. They seem to swim in the backwater more than the front ground for some reason, I don't know why. There is one male Cobentus in here. I moved out of the angel tank because he was being a bully to the other male in there. I brought 3 in, they all turned out to be males. The other 2 seem to be living quite peacefully at the minute, but I dare say I'll have to separate them out at some point too. I believe that's all the species of fish. I was trying to get a picture of Serpae tetras, but they seem to be somewhere hiding by the looks of it. They're generally around this area. Oh, there's one down there in the gap. So yeah, I think there's a few of them in the bogwood down here. Don't know whether they're doing a bit of breeding or they've just found some food. And the one from this end seems to have disappeared as well. So, can't show you the Serpae tetras. This one graphically shows their face in the moment. But there's some more of the neons in the back there. The main shoal. Oh, there you go, on the Serpae tetras. I knew one would come out and show his face eventually, but they're under there, fondling. Believe it or not, there's 6 of them there. So, I think that's all the fish in that tank. Oh, there's the red snail shark just moving about. You see him move there? You see, shut up again. Anyway, down to the goby tank. Now there's not a lot of life in this tank, I'm afraid to say. There's 3 electric neon gobies, which are very tiny and pencil-like. There's 1 hill stream, and at the minute I still only have the 1 peacock. But this Saturday, Manta Ray Aquatics in Ballyclare open up, and they've got something ready for me for the opening day. So come Saturday, I'll be picking up some more peacock gobies going there. Onto the blue-eyed rainbow fish, Pacific blue-eyed rainbow fish. Such pretty little fish. There's a dozen in here. I will get a few more eventually. And then there's my new Venezuelan cories there, very young, just got them the other day. And in here, amongst the cave-in somewhere, there's a couple of golden rams. And that's it in that tank. have the male betta tank. In there we have the Swartz, you see the Swartz Cories, and some of the cherry red shrimps. The two remaining neon rasboras. I've got to get some more of those. There is a mountain whiptail in here too, and the betta is messing around in this corner in the bubbles as usual. He does come out and swim about on occasions, but he does like playing in bubbles. I'm just waiting for some more neon rasboras to come into the shop so I can buy another load of those, and hopefully they survive this time and don't just keel over. But I put it down to the CO2 I added to the CO2 nutrient I added to the tanks. So I lost fish in there and in the 6-foot. But the other tanks were okay. I noticed that anyway, because within half hour of adding it I was seeing dead fish. So anyway, and finally we got the barb. As you see, we've got some cherry barbs there. We've got some 5-barb barbs. Try saying that when you're drunk. And at the back you see them swimming about, flashing about, some gold barbs. There's 4 of those in there. Then there's the females in here. A few cherry shoots moving about. Some ottos. I believe there's another 2 in here somewhere. And again we've got the Stir-Bay toys in here somewhere. And we have 3 cool loaches in here, which will be hiding under the piece of logwood somewhere, and the Colombian zebra fleck down here in his little hideout. He seems to be like it in that little hole there. Yeah, so tanks going on nicely. Got a few bits of different new plants in now in here. We've just got to grow up a little bit. Yeah. I've got another package of plants coming, as I said in my last video. They've just been dispatched to me, so should be arriving within the next couple of days, which will be nice. Anyway, so that's the fish room on today's visit. Hope you enjoyed the video. Oh look, straight in front there this time, one of the Stir-Bay's first fish that comes into view. And there's the big red-tailed shark before we go off. Down the sling that. Doing his job, his part of bleeding. So yes, this is, as you've seen before, this is a tank wall. So if I pull right out, you'll see down the corner there is the bath tank. So that's one complete wall of fish tanks now on this side. And now I've got the Oscar tank in. I've now got a run of 3 tanks this side. I am going to shuffle this one along a little bit so it's a bit closer to the other 2, and I'm hoping to get a little tank for down here, and I'm going to be creating a coffee table tank to go in the centre of my living room here. As you see, I've also got helping with the filtration. I have this type of peace lily. This root goes into the water system. It's my Amazon sword coming right out of the water, doing wonderfully well, that plant. And then I've got some Debbie's Ivory, a orchid. These roots is actually in the pot in the water, but they are just above it, getting the dampness. Then I have the translucent. I can't remember exactly the name of that ivy. And then the big philodendron growing in there, which roots into the water. So yeah, it all helps with the filtration. Another bit of Jagman's ivy there. And as you see, I'm trying to grow it along and put pieces in, and they will spread and grow, and I shall string it along the front of the unit here. I do have another trumpet here, coming on growing my CNM now. This will go into the possibly the table, because that can stand with water in, roots in water. I don't mind. Obviously that one's doing, but the other plant will go into one of them as well, because that also can stand with roots in water. So yes. Oh yes, one other thing. When you set up a new tank, you put some new wood in, you might find you get this stuff. It's okay. It's not doing any harm. It won't harm the fish, and eventually it will cease to be there. It is a little bit unsightly if you don't like it. If you could just rub it off. It will grow back a few times. You just keep rubbing it off, and eventually it stops growing back. But if you leave it alone, it eventually dies off and stops growing anyway. So there you go. So there's some of the Vallis at the back there that I got melt back on. It's looking sad for itself, but hopefully that'll put itself back. Right, that's us for now. Thank you for your visit. Cheerio.